All right, good morning, traders. Today is February 24th, 2025. My name is John Kerrigan. I moderate the BYOB Trading Room. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody out there in podcast, digital, and cyberland. Thank you for finding the value in my content. Appreciate all of the thumbs up, the kind wishes, and the subscriptions. Thank you so much. My SPY pivot this morning, 603.80. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. All of the Fab 5, except for IWM and Diamond Dow, are in daily uptrends. Still in daily uptrends, some of them. All of the Fab 5, except for IWM, made lower highs and lower lows, closing under, that's bearish traps, under their 17 EMAs. SPY closed with a 2-hour downtrend and a 10-minute downtrend. So we're just looking for some continuation candles this morning. All right, because we closed with downtrends. IWM made an outside day, closing under a bearish trap, under the 17 EMA. Outside day, that's a higher high and a lower low. Closing, again, under a bearish trap, under the 17. Gold and silver, both in uptrends. Gold made a lower high and a lower low, just barely. Closing over a bullish trap over the 17. Silver made a lower high and a lower low, closing inside a bullish trap over the 17. UNG, USO, both still in daily uptrends. UNG made a higher high and a higher low, closing over a bullish trap over the 17. USO made a lower high and a lower low, closing under a bearish cross under the 17 EMA. US dollar index still in a downtrend. That's nice. Closed near the 106.60 area. SPY max pain for today, 605, with 1.3 puts to each call that expires today at 4:15. All right, let's go take a look at some charts. First chart we'll check out is SPY. And we'll look at it on the 10-minute. And you can see in the 10-minute, if you zoom in here, you can see the 3 is underneath the 8. All right, so the 8 is the white line. The 3 is the yellow line. Okay, so that is a bearish trap. Okay, you got candles in the 3, underneath the 8, underneath the falling 17. That's the red dots, underneath the VWAP. Okay, it's a 10-minute downtrend going into the close on the 2-hour chart. Okay, on the 2-hour chart, pick up a clean one. You can see the 3, that's the yellow line. Same thing, yellow line underneath, and the candle underneath the 8, which is the white line, and the red dots. 2-hour downtrend coming into the close. Okay, on the daily chart, we have a bearish cross or a bearish trap here. So you got a bearish trap, you got a lower high and a lower low, closing underneath the bearish cross, underneath the 17 EMA. That's the green dots turned red right here. So there's SPY on the daily chart. Had SPY makes a lower low, negates the uptrend and converts the downtrend if they make a lower low below this pivot that happens to have spiked below the rising 17 here. Okay, so underneath that places them in a downtrend. Again, it's just a label, all right? There'll be many uptrends and downtrends within monthly uptrends, all right? There'll be many of them. All right, so it's just a label. All right, just keep in mind where's price going today. So there's SPY, still in a daily uptrend. All right, but not moving up, obviously, from yesterday's candle. We'll see what happens. Now, I want to point out the move down was rather quick, rather sudden. There's a possibility, all right, for a rescue plan to come in, for a bounce off of support, all right? Because it came down hard and fast, there is that possibility. Had it just melted down, all right, it could have melted right through support, okay? But if it comes down hard and fast, right on this support area right here, which 600 is a support area, okay, it's capable of bouncing right back up to where it left off. Just saying that's on the table. All right, so again, my SPY pivot, 603.80. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. All right? But the bullish entry, if you want the green erases red entry, of course, on the SPY, is going to be way up here at 607.37. We may not wait for 607.37 if the uptrend is looking strong. Okay, so on the game plan, price, you have red erases green, so you've got pre-market, post-market activity. Right here, you got pre-market, post-market activity. Up here, if the red erases the green, that's the move from the low up to the pre-market, post-market activity high. Okay, if red erases that green, the entry is 599.76. Okay, if you got green erases red, of course, this will be the move, the breakdown candle high up here, all the way down to the low. If we take out the breakdown candle high, chances are that's going to be the green erases red entry right there, 607.37. So there's your SPY game plan for this morning. Just want to put that out there because of the nature of the drop yet on Friday. All right, we're capable of bouncing off of support. Just saying that. All right, and we could wind up right back where we left off. I just want to put that on the table because there's a possibility due to the nature. Had they just melted slowly, again, they could have gone right through support, but they didn't. They came back hard and fast, hit the 600. Let's see how far the red rubber ball wants to bounce. All right, so let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at QQQ. All right, and we'll look at QQQ on the daily chart. Let's pick up a clean one. Okay, you can see QQQ on the daily chart. All right, got a lower high and a lower low. Has not broken this low that spiked through. So it's still technically in an uptrend. Okay, got a lower high, lower low, closing under a bearish cross underneath the 17 EMA. Big, red, and ugly. I agree. All right, but we have not broken this pivot, so we're not technically in a downtrend. All right, so we'll see what happens. Price action is still bullish up here over the midpoint. Up in quadrant 4, that is still bullish there for QQQ. Same with SPY. Okay, still bullish. Let's grab the quad line so you can see it. Okay, right there. Up here in quadrant 4, still bullish. All right, so we'll see what happens. All right, let's take a look at FNGU. All right, FNGU, if they break this low, that negates their uptrend and converts to a downtrend. Lower high, lower low, closing underneath the bearish trap, underneath the 17 EMA, underneath the all-time high anchored VWAP. There's FNGU, still bullish. All right, you can see up here in quadrant 4, still bullish, closing underneath the uptrend line right there. Up in quadrant 4, still bullish. FNGU. All right, let's take a look at Diamond Dow. All right, here's Diamond Dow, lower high, lower low, closing underneath the bearish trap, underneath the 17, in the upper third, that's still bullish up there, over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Still bullish on that. IWM. Here's where the problem is. IWM just took out this low and this low right here. All right. They were in a downtrend. They never got the uptrend going. Okay. After making a lower low down here. Okay. So, well, they were... Actually, they had the uptrend going and they just lost it. My fault. That's bad. All right. They had an uptrend going, but they were neutral. That's right. They were never up in the upper third. Okay, so IWM, lower high, higher high and lower low. So they had an outside day. They closed below a bearish trap, below the 17 EMA, and below the uptrend line, and below the midpoint. All right, so just neutral. All right, okay, they got a habit of moving up and giving it up. All right, nothing bullish about IWM that I want to be interested in. So IWM just neutral here. Again, they continue to move up and give it up. So that's just neutral. It's when price action is able to move up, all right, and hold the higher ground. Okay, you want price to move up and hold that higher ground. That's bullish. All right, if you move up and you give it up, that's just neutral. If you move up and then you give it up, again, that's just neutral right there for me. All right, if you go up and then you give it up and then you give up more, that's bearish. Okay, so right now we're only at neutral. So we'll see what happens here with IWM closing underneath the uptrend line. See if there's a recovery in store. So there's IWM. That does not look good. Let's take a look at the technicals. Let's take a look at T2122. We find ourselves in the sell zone on Friday. Not the place for the bulls to be. All right. The bears are just down here drinking the bulls' wine. I mean, everything's not looking good for the bulls down here on T2122. You can see we put in a lower high and we made a lower low. As long as we continue to do that, we could find ourselves in the oversold zone. All right, we'll see if we make a lower low than this right here. We don't want to break this low right there. Otherwise, we could find ourselves camped out in the oversold zone. That's what we don't want. So we have a wedge. They broke through the bottom of the wedge. If they make the lower low, we could find ourselves camped out inside the oversold zone down here. That's T2122. T2123. All right, we were above the 200 SMA. And you can see yesterday we spiked down through it. So price action looks like, you can see right here on Friday, red from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. On the 3-bar chart, all right, you can see price action still in a bull flag up here. Price action moves up and holds the higher ground. Again, if we move up and give it up, that's neutral. If we move up, give it up and more, that's bearish. All right, right now, still bullish from the bigger perspective, and that's the 3-bar chart. Price still trapped underneath this 200 SMA. It very well could be a wind up, all right, a pullback on the bow, all right, before they let the arrow fly up into the sky. We'll see what happens. T2123, 3-bar chart. Again, you still have consolidation over consolidation. Okay, you got consolidation here over prior consolidation. Okay, that's bullish. Bull flag, that's bullish. Underneath the 200 SMA, not so much. I still think we have a date with the valley over here. Let me take this off. Okay, see this valley between the two peaks. You got a peak here, and we have a peak here. And I think you have a date with this valley right here. We'll see what happens. All right, I think we wind up and we wind up coming up here. We'll see. All right, we're going to need some bullish shorter time frame for that to happen. But there's T2123. Let's take a look at our FNGU. Again, we're caught underneath this fading 200 SMA. FNGU selling from the beginning of the day on, from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. And we find ourselves for FNGU underneath the all-time high anchored VWAP, underneath the 200 SMA, and underneath the uptrend line right there. Not a good place to be, but all in all, still bullish. if you look at the nature of everything that's going on so far, all right, this is from the daily perspective, you can see price action, all right, has been moving. Price action has been moving up and over to the right. Kind of sloppy, but it is moving up and over to the right. All right, so that's still a bull flag up there. You're still up in quadrant 4. That's bullish. May not be bullish on Friday, but that is still bullish if they continue to hold this upper third. All right, let's take a look at this is on the 15-minute. All right, let's go take a look at XLE. All right, so we'll head back over here. Let's take a look at XLE. All right, and we'll look at it from here. All right. We want the daily. All right, here's XLE. They were looking good, breaking this downtrend line, but they couldn't hold it. That's why I say, traders, you got to get up there and you got to hold that higher ground. All right. See, XLE got same habit a lot of the other flu that these other securities have, is they go up and they give it up and they go up, give it up. All right. I like that they're up there. They're still up there over this downtrend line right here, but couldn't seem to hold the upper third. Upper third would probably be this area right up through here. All right, unable to hold the upper third. And that happens sometimes. All right, they may need more rest, may need more spinach. We'll see what happens. All right, so we'll take a look at, you got price action for Friday. Lower high, lower low, closing under a bullish trap, but over the 17 EMA, okay? Over this 12-month high anchored VWAP, that's bullish, all right, but still stuck in the upper quadrants, 3 and 4, but not in the upper third, so it's just neutral. Again, they got a habit of moving up and giving it up. So XLE just neutral. If they were able to hold this upper third, that would have been very, very interesting up there, but they couldn't do it. They may recover it today. We'll see what happens. Maybe not today, maybe in a couple days. We'll see what this week brings us. So let's move on to UNG. You can see UNG is really a high flyer up here. Okay, this is the 12-month high anchored VWAP, and they pulled back to it and ripped to make another higher high. Okay, so they're in an uptrend. Friday's candle, higher low, higher high, closing over a bullish trap. All right, that's a new 12-month high, I think. Yeah, that's a new 12-month high. Well, not a new, yeah, about a 12-month high right there. So that's a on Friday, closing over the trap, over the rising 17, over the 12-month high anchored VWAP. Again, way up in quadrant 4. UNG is looking very strong. I want to see where it shakes out. It's kind of hot right now. I want to see where it cools off and where it finds the next bottom. Like to see it find the next bottom right here on this 2 candles right here as support. We'll see what happens. There's UNG in an uptrend, really hot right now. USO for Friday, okay, lower high, lower low, closing under a bearish cross, under the falling 17, still in the buy box. I am expecting price to pull back to this line right here, test the breakup candle low, and possibly V-bottom off of that. Okay, that's what I'm expecting. So right now, USO in the buy box. Price action, like I said, lower high, lower low. Not in the upper third, so it's just, right now, it's just neutral. Again, they got a habit of moving up and giving it up. What I do see is consolidation so far, right here, over prior consolidation. That's bullish. All right, we'll see what happens. All right, they had a nice pull. They had a nice rip up, making new highs. Now let's see where they settle out. Can they hold the middle ground? Can they hold the consolidation over the prior consolidation? There's USO. Let's take a look at precious metals. Let's take a look at GLD. All right, GLD for 21st. I think GLD already got a new all-time high this morning. Lower high, lower low, closing just over a bullish trap over the 17. It's a rising 17 up in quadrant 4 over the prior all-time high anchored VWAP. What a nice ride right there. Really nice ride. If you're in gold or some of those miners, really looking good right through there. Very nice. Let's take a look at silver. Silver yesterday. Silver is in the upper third. All right, and it's held up here finally for 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Okay, that fits my qualifications over this 12-month high anchored VWAP. All right, if I see some green show up on a 2-hour chart, I'll be very interested in purchasing some silver or maybe some silver calls. All right, silver fits all of my parameters, able to hold over the 12-month high anchored VWAP up here in the upper third. I like that a lot. All right, so there's silver. Price action looking good up there, holding the upper third. Silver is bullish. Silver is in an uptrend, making higher lows and making higher highs. All right, let's take a look at SMH. All right, SMH still in the upper third, still up over the all-time high anchored VWAP, still bullish. XLK. Okay, XLK over the prior all-time high anchored VWAP, up in quadrant 4, still bullish. All right, let's take a look at XLF. XLF up in quadrant 4, under the prior all-time high anchored VWAP here, was still up in quadrant 4. That's still bullish up there. Again, you got consolidation over prior consolidation. Okay, that's bullish. This XLF. All right, let's take a look at IYT, transports. All right, transports just neutral. Again, they got that habit of moving up and giving it up. Can't hold the upper third, can't hold the uptrend line, can't hold it up over. Notice we've had 4 days here up over, I think that's a 3. That's an all-time high anchored VWAP. Over the all-time high anchored VWAP. All right, just can't seem to ink out the higher high. So there's IYT on the daily chart. Again, just neutral. Unless they recover today or this week sometime, just neutral for IYT. Take a look at a few more sectors, then we're going to hit the economic package. Let's take a look at XLU. All right, XLU, nice candles there, holding the upper ground. See the higher ground there, up over the all-time high anchored VWAP up here in quadrant 4. Everybody else fell out of bed on Friday, okay? XLU holding strong. Nice candle. All right, up in quadrant 4. That's bullish. XLI. Industrials. Industrials really fell out of bed right there. They're now in a downtrend, breaking that low and that low. Breaking the downtrend line. Price action was up in quadrant 4, was up in quadrant the upper third. They lost it all yesterday. We'll see if this week they can recover any of that. So XLI in a downtrend, but just neutral right here. Again, they got a habit of moving up and giving it up, and you can see right there that's why they're neutral. Can't hold that upper third, then you're in neutral land. All right, let's take a look at one more, XRT, then we visit the economic package. All right, XRT coming back to visit. See the bottom of the consolidation channel here? Looks like they want to test major support. If major support holds, I can foresee the retail the retail sector moving back up to the uptrend line, or at least testing the backside of it. Again, we were looking good with consolidation over consolidation, but we just lost it. So they're just neutral. If they enter the lower third, okay, that's going to be bearish. All right, if they enter the lower third. Right now they're right on top of it right now. About to enter, about to open the door and walk through. So there's the retail sector, not looking good there. Need a recovery process. Need the bulls to come in and rescue this. If it happens this week, we'll see what happens. All right, right now, there's the retail sector. All right, let's visit the economic package. Got a lot of stuff happening this week. Start with the charts. Okay, here's the dollar. Dollar making a lower high. Okay, here's a low. They made a lower low. They're in a downtrend. They closed Sunday 606.63 or 606.60, right around this area. So dollar's still in a downtrend. Like to see them come down and break through minor support right here. This is minor support right across the tops of those. See this peak and this peak? Gonna put them together right across there. Like to see price break through the minor support, break through this area right through here. We see that. We may see a robust rally. We'll see what happens. Right there, coming down and testing this area right now. I like that. I like to see them break through it, though. See if they can get that done. SPY, max pain today. Again, 605 is max pain. All right, and we have 1 1/3 puts to each call that expires today at 4:15. All right. On the economic calendar, the main event this week is GDP. All right, GDP's at 8:30 on Thursday. That's the main event this week. All right, so we'll keep an eye on that. Price action. All right. Well, not price action, but Monday, not much happening here. Tomorrow, home price index, 9 o'clock in the morning. FHFA, another home price index, also at 9. Consumer confidence at 10, and a Fed speaker. Wednesday, all right, MBA mortgage applications at 7. New home sales at 10. Petroleum report at 10:30. Okay, really light beginning at the beginning of this week. So wherever they want to move it, if the bears want to move it, there's nothing to stop them. All right. If the bulls want to move it, there's nothing to stop them. All right. Thursday, this is the main event. Durable goods, 8:30 in the morning. GDP, 8:30. Jobless claims, 8:30. Pending home sales at 10, and a gas report at 10:30. All right, so we'll see what happens with all of that. Okay, so we'll tackle Friday as we get closer to it later in the week. Earnings calendar. We got some big earnings this week. All right, let's keep an eye on these earnings because we do have some main events there. All right, so for Monday, all right, you can see right here on Monday, today's the 24th. All right, we got some familiar names, but nothing that's going to move the markets. But wait, on Tuesday, all right, you got $392 billion, all right, going to report tomorrow morning. All right, that's Home Depot. All right, then we got Intuit, that's tech, $162 billion. They report tomorrow night. Okay, now here's where it gets good. Wednesday, NVIDIA, $3.4 trillion, all right, is going to report on Wednesday evening. Okay, that will move the markets. That will most definitely move the markets. Salesforce, $304 billion. They're going to report right alongside of NVIDIA. Lowe's Corporation going to report right after Home Depot, $139 billion on Wednesday morning. TJK companies, $138 billion. I don't know what they do. Okay, and they're going to report Wednesday morning. Anheuser-Busch, Budweiser, 92 billion. They're going to report on Wednesday. Thursday, we're going to leave Friday and Saturday. Thursday, you got Fomento Económico Mexicano, $343 billion. They must be doing a heck of a lot of wire transfers. All right, it's hard to get 343 when you're getting paid in pesos. Anyways, Thursday, the 27th. All right, the Mexicano Bank, $343 billion. All right, something to be reckoned with. All right, right there. They're going to report Thursday morning. It's a lot of money, really. Royal Bank of Canada, $169 billion. They're going to report Thursday morning. Toronto Bank, $105 billion. You got Dell Technologies. Again, you can see some more familiar names. HP, EOG Resources, Dell Tech. All right, they're also going to report on Thursday. Not capable of moving the markets, not like the Mexican bank here or the Royal Canadian Bank. On Friday, we got Berkshire Hathaway is going to report. That's $2 trillion between the A and the B. They're going to report, don't know when, probably in the morning, most likely. All right, probably going to come out in the morning. I don't know when, though. All right, and that's it right there for the economic calendar. I'm going to take questions in the room. All right, if I don't get any questions yet, all right, we're going to come back and I'm going to render my video, get it posted, and then I'm going to come back at 9:15 and we're going to open up the markets and we'll review them one more time. All right, thank you, traders. Thank you, everybody out there in cyber and digital land. Look forward to trading with you today.